Grand Rising or Grand Evening, whatever time it is for you. I had stated a while back in a video that I was going to bring this chart back and explain why I believe that Maslow''s hierarchy of needs are connected to our chakra centers, and how our current slave system has actually been constructed around this chart. And these are the areas that have been very intentionally affected in order to keep people within this system that has been constructed, this slave system, in a codependent and kind of traumatic bond with those who have constructed the system and the blueprint that we currently operate on as a society, or operate within the confines of, the illusion that we currently operate within the confines of. So I'm a little tired, so just I'm gonna ask for your patience, but I'm gonna explain this a little bit. So this is Maslow''s hierarchy of needs. I did add source because I feel like that is a very integral part of this chart that should be there. So the way that our system is constructed, there are certain individuals, a very small percentage of individuals, who have constructed and run this system that we currently are operating in. It is an outdated system. There is a much better, high-functioning system, and everyone has access to it, actually. And I will explain why that is. So the thing with our chakra centers is that unobstructed, and so if we were in a system where there wasn't so much cycles of generational trauma, and generational trauma isn't something that just happens in familial units, it's something that happens on both a micro and a macro level. So it's also something that happens as a society. We have generational loops that we get stuck in, and we keep repetitively kind of regurgitating the same blueprint that doesn't work, and that actually it's all based on control and domination, and actually disconnecting people from themselves so that they are dependent on the slave system and the illusion of stability, safety, belonging, the illusion of self-actualization, in order to try to keep people away from anything that might awaken them or connect them to the actual thing. And there is I think I shared in another video something personal, but sometimes people will weaponize unawareness because they stand to gain something from your unawareness. The entire system that we currently operate in and live in is a prime example of that, of weaponizing unawareness. And there are a 1% of individuals currently within this system that do stand to gain by your unawareness, that do stand to gain from the reverse engineering of the truth, so that you maintain and stay under the domination and control of those who have constructed a system that mirrors a trauma bond and a codependent relationship. All right, moving on. Our chakra centers, that is our energetic flow of energy. I know that there are many people who may have heard of the aura, which is your energetic field that is around your body. Now, in order for your energetic flow to function in a way that is unobstructed, in a way that is natural, in a way that it is intended to flow, you would need to have all of your chakras spinning in the proper direction, so your flow of energy is moving throughout your system in the way that it is intended to, without any blockages, without any fractures. Unfortunately, we live within the confines of a system that has been constructed in a way to do exactly that, to create fractures and to create blockages within your chakra centers. Now, many things can create these blockages. Abuse. There's a lot of generational abuse cycles that regurgitate people who are fractured from themselves, fractured from source, fractured from their souls, and a lot of that happens by fracturing certain chakra centers, or creating a blockage. And if you block one chakra, it's going to affect all of your other chakras, which is what creates lower vibration. In order for you to vibrate high, you need an unobstructed flow of energy. Anyways, moving on. So the way that our system is constructed, it is constructed in a way that those running the system are the ones creating the very issues that they're offering you the external solutions to. So a good example, or a prime example of this, would be like billionaires who hoard money, and then they create soup kitchens and homeless shelters and charities to help the homeless that are only homeless because they're hoarding money. And all the companies that they run, they're not paying any of their employees a livable wage. So that's just one example, but this happens in a multitude of different ways within the system. I'm sure I don't need to expound on that too much. But so a way that to get around this system, and the reason why a lot of people who are spiritualists, people who try to guide people to another way, try to guide people towards themselves, try to share information on how to connect with self and how to create internal stability, how to create a good relationship with self, how to create self-love and self-connection and self-acceptance and self-protection and self-confidence and self-respect and knowing thyself and, being thyself, the big I am. Anyone who preaches those things, or not preaches them, but anyone who shares information that is based on that, they're normally demonized and attacked. And that is because another word for sovereignty is self-governing. And people who are able to obtain all of this within themselves, people who love themselves, people who know themselves, they're not going around harming others. And not only that, but when you reach that place, then all of your chakra centers they're all spinning in the right direction. Your flow of energy is unobstructed. And so you also are connected to the all. And when you are connected to this place and you are energetically unobstructed, then you attract in a reflection of what you are on the inside in the external. You attract in the external stability. You attract in the external reciprocal relationships. You attract in the external sense of belonging and love. You attract in the external sense of achievement, because it is a reflection of what you've achieved on the inside. And so that is why our system is constructed in such a way they use fear, really, to try to fear-monger people away from doing exactly that, from obtaining all of these things within themselves, so all of these things effortlessly materialize and manifest outside of themselves. I'll speak on this more later. I'm sending y'all so much love to the universe and beyond. If you have any thoughts or questions, feel free to leave them. I've thought a lot about this and I have a lot to say, but we only got 10-minute videos on here, so sending you so much love.